Welcome back to What She Said Sports. It is the eve of the NFL draft. All right, got a good show planned. I've been doing my research, looking into things, trying to see how we can come to an understanding of what to expect tomorrow for the NFL draft. All right, so welcome everybody. Welcome back to What She Said Sports. And we're going to get right into it. We're going to say hello to some people in the chat. We're going to see who's all out here. Let's see. I see some people back there. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Are y'all excited about the draft? All right. So let me know if y'all can see my screen for a NFL draft simulation that I've been working on. So I want to know if y'all can see it. Let me know. If you can see my screen, let me know. If not, I might have to do it again. I'll just do it again. All right. So I learned how to use this today. Oh, I think it's over here. Let's see. All right. Let's see. Just share it again. All right. So in a few seconds, I want y'all to tell me if y'all can see my screen. Woo-hoo. So what we're going to do today, we're going to use this technology that I paid for. And we're going to talk about, I hope y'all can see my screen because I don't know if y'all can see it. Give me a second. I'm looking at a different monitor, so I don't see it, but it says I'm sharing, but I don't see it. That would be bananas. That would be bananas. All right, there it is. There it is. Okay, excellent. Okay, so we're going to give it a second. I can see it's catching up. I'm a few seconds ahead of y'all, just in case y'all didn't know that. I'm a few seconds ahead of y'all. Hey, Gracie, how you doing? Happy hump day. I'm excited, looking forward to the weekend. So we're going to do an NFL draft simulation. Now, at some point, you might not see me on the screen just in case y'all can't really, so y'all can really see the screen. Okay, thank you, Gracie. So I'm going to leave this here, and then we're going to talk about some things first, and then we're going to come back to the NFL draft simulation. So we're going to give other people time to join us because I did announce that we're going to do a live draft, and we are doing a live draft. We can do all 7 rounds, but it won't happen today. Because that takes a lot of time. I did an entire first round just to see how it would go. And there's several speeds, slow, fast, and turbo. And, you just override all of that and just pick when you're ready. It's based on needs. I like how they lay it out. So I'm excited about it. So we're going to leave that on the screen and we're going to talk about some things. First and foremost, Shedeur Sanders did an excellent interview today with who I think might be his new teammate, Max Crosby. I don't know if y'all saw it. Max Crosby, congratulations on the new fat contract he just got for like $100 million, something like that, for the Raiders. He plays for the Raiders. I don't know if y'all remember Max Crosby's name was brought up previously because Max Crosby's brother played college ball with Osakin, Deion Sanders Jr. I'm assuming at SMU. And they were friends, so the families kind of know each other. So it was nice to see Shedeur on Max Crosby's podcast known as The Rush. Really good podcast. Love the layout and everything. Shout out to the producers and everything. I like everything about their podcast. They had 3 people on. They had the host and another guy, like a moderator, and then someone else too. And then they had Shedeur. So it was an hour long, and I thought it was interesting because I feel like Max Crosby slipped up and told Shedeur, oh, we'll work on that in practice, or we'll talk about that at practice. I said, practice? Wait a minute. Was that an accident, or was he teasing us? And Shedeur was asked questions. And he was asked what are his favorite wide receiver QB duos. So, of course, like Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow, like that. So his selections were Tom Brady and Gronk. And he was like, but Gronk was a tight end. He's like, yeah, that's okay. Then it was cute. He picked Derek Carr and somebody for the Saints. Olave or something like that. And it was funny because nobody expected him to say anything about Derek Carr and the Saints, but he mentioned them. Then he said, whoever's going to be the QB in Pittsburgh, and they throw to Derek Metcalf and George Pickens. So, yeah, I don't know. But I feel like he slipped up and said, yeah, we'll talk about that at practice. I really feel like that was a slip of the tongue. I don't think he meant to say that. But then again, I don't know him, so he could be smooth and he could just be playing us. But I don't think it's a coincidence that his interview today is with a potential Raiders pick. And the turmoil coming out of the Steelers camp is the coach likes Shedeur Sanders. I told y'all they set this man up. And the organization likes somebody else, somebody, not Mason Graham, but somebody else. So I don't see Pittsburgh happening. And I can promise you, if it did, I'm telling y'all, they're going to fire Mike Tomlin. I think they're looking for a reason. Remember, there was an article that the media was pushing that Mike Tomlin is advised to pick Shedeur. I don't think Mike Tomlin is listening to the media. I think Mike Tomlin sincerely likes Shedeur. And the Steelers fans love him. The Steelers fans, just as much as the Saints fans, want Shedeur. Every fan base that has an opportunity to get Shedeur wants Shedeur to come there. The Raiders, the Browns, the Steelers, the Saints. And we're not going to talk about the Giants because I'm not going to talk about something I don't want to happen. And nobody discussed them. He did say his wide receiver combo. He did mention Malik Neighbors and somebody else. So, yeah. So, negativity is still coming out about Shedeur, but he explained it. He don't have TVs in his house. He just got mirrors. And when he go to the hotel, he even take the mirrors down. So he's not in tune with what's going on. He's not, he's out interviewing. He's busy. So he's not listening to all the negativity. We can hear it. I just decided to ignore it because the draft is in 24 hours. So I decided to do some research. When you look up things on your laptop and your laptop has YouTube, it's going to pop up whatever you're researching on your YouTube. So that's what happened today. I was curious to see because James suggested, James is one of the members of What She Said podcast, to look up 5th round draft picks over the years. And you might be surprised. And I was. Then I looked up 1st round draft pick, like all time, that they could go back and track. And I did. I said, well, wait a minute. Since the draft is tomorrow, and I follow QBs for the most part, even going into college, already following Keelan Russell, following Nico Iamaleava at UCLA. Of course, I'm following every QB at Colorado. But I already have my QBs for next year. So I said, well, let me look at notable QBs who slid in the draft. And what popped up on my YouTube? Notable draft picks that slid in the draft. Man, all the good ones dropped in the draft. Aaron Rodgers went from number 1 to number 22. Drew Brees went like the 3rd round. Tom Brady was the 199th pick. Geno Smith, what a prospect grade of 91, which is close to what Travis has, if that tells you anything, was projected all pre-draft season to be the number 1 pick. He slid to the 2nd round. Y'all know Lamar Jackson went 32. Matt Leinart dropped in the draft. And it was just on and on and on and on and on. And I was like, we were talking about this at home. And it seems like that might be a strategy to get these good QBs to the better teams, because they didn't really talk about 1st pick, 2nd pick on any of the videos that I watched. And all of the greats that you look up, Dan Marino dropped 3rd round. I said, I wonder if that's a strategy. Because people did say that certain teams will trash a QB so nobody else will get them. And today that was kind of confirmed, not that the team would do it, but that the media would do it. There were stories about Warren Sapp and Randy Moss. Those two, their drafts, in the 11th hour, they sat and slid, even though they're not QBs, because of something popped up about their character. And it looks like Warren Sapp had to defend himself, and eventually he got drafted, and so did Randy Moss. But it got them caught up. It talked about how Lamar Jackson just slid and slid and slid, and he had won the Heisman. Most Heisman winners go in the 1st round, but not number 32. But Aaron Rodgers to sit there and slip to number 22, and I thought about Shedeur. going to Pittsburgh at 21. So a person can slide down like they have projected, but Shedeur will be in damn good company. Drew Brees, Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, and on Max Crosby's podcast, Shedeur say, it don't matter to me what the pick is. He said, I have money. It's not about the money for me. It's not. So he's not worried about, if I fall outside of the top 10. He say, it don't matter where I go because he's going to be successful. You think in high school, Shedeur knew he was going to Jackson State? No. You think when Shedeur was in high school, winning state championships over and over and over, back to back, with his dad from OC to coach, you think he knew he was going to go to Colorado, who was 1-11? Probably never even fathomed he would ever go to school in Colorado. Not living right there in Texas with all that football talent in football schools. Football is huge in Texas. There's a high school in Allen, Texas with a $60 million stadium. That's better than some of these universities have. So Shedeur will be in good company. I wouldn't even call it sliding. The pattern seems to be the good QBs get relegated to late in the draft, which means they get to go to better teams. And see, the What She Said family taught me something yesterday. Y'all taught me when we talked about Shiloh and Shedeur that Shiloh going undrafted is a blessing because then he gets to choose where he wants to go. So I asked the question in a poll on What She Said on YouTube. I said, is Shiloh and Shedeur going to the same team? Now, when I checked back about 2 hours ago, the consensus was no. Maybe one person said yes. But if he goes undrafted, it is very possible he could end up where Shedeur is. And I do think it might be the Raiders. The only reason why I say it might be the Raiders is because if you think about it, that team is quiet. They aren't saying anything. Pittsburgh is trying to defend who they should get in the 11th hour. The Saints have moved on, and as much as I'm from New Orleans and advocated for that, the turmoil those two organizations are in, no. Shedeur don't need to be a part of that. And I was concerned about New Orleans politics, and here we are. They want Cooper Flagg, so suddenly they want to get rid of Zion. You've been having him for 6 years doing exactly what he's doing now. So basically what it's telling you is they'll let you act Willie the Foo-Foo, but when they want somebody else, suddenly you a problem. I don't want Shedeur going to New Orleans with that. And that's what I was always afraid of. So Cam Jordan might be right. He might not be. But I've moved on. As much, y'all know I was excited about that pick. I'm like, you know what? It's okay. So I was thinking on Instagram, I asked the question. I reposted an NFL post about Shedeur, a beautiful post. And I even said under the NFL video on their own comment section, not mine, I said, why is it that y'all, meaning I tagged the NFL, why do y'all allow the media to disparage your draft prospects? And then when they become players in the league, you force these same players to deal and give interviews to the hate-filled media, the same hate-filled media. See, that needs to stop. I said there needs to be consequences. You need to start revoking some media access to the media, and maybe they'll get themselves together because they feeling themselves too much and feel like there's no consequences because the NFL is silent. So while the NFL itself is putting out beautiful videos of Shedeur being the best quarterback that we know that he is, the media is tearing him down and the NFL is silent. See, I would not allow that because essentially you're devaluing my prospects. And then I'm going to force these same prospects once they become players to talk to the media. That's why they act like they do. It's so many YouTubers out here who are more qualified and would do a much better job and actually have analysis rather than just trying to get somewhere or trying to collect the check. That it's time for the NFL to put its foot down and put a code of conduct out for the media. And if you do XYZ, if you target one draft prospect, if you are negative and disparaging about character, something you don't even have to measure, then I will revoke your access to the NFL. The media, the NFL does not need the general media anymore. At one point they did. That was before social media. Twitter been out since 2009, and so has YouTube. It's 2025. I see them courting Kai Cenat at the NFL football game. Bring them a little closer to the draft and push these other guys out the way who are targeting unfairly these NFL draft prospects. As fans, we don't like it. It's not entertaining. It's not necessary. It's evil. This young man has referred to himself as what? God's favorite. And they just going to keep tearing him down. That is pure evil. There's one person who was a scout for a team. Unbeknownst to me, this man has survived cancer. And all he does is tear down Shedeur. He actually posted about a day ago that Shedeur will go undrafted because he doesn't think he's a good quarterback. This person has GM aspirations. And when I read that he defeated cancer, I'm like, how do you defeat cancer? And then you proceed with the breath that you have to tear down an individual who prays at every game and refers to himself as God's favorite. How do you target someone that way? And you say, this is just an evaluation. No, it's not. It's a character assassination. That's how you know it's evil. And the NFL needs to do something. It's enough YouTubers out here to get it done and get it done professionally. And if you want to make it entertaining, fine. But disparaging and targeting one person's character is not entertainment. So shame on the NFL for letting this happen and forcing these players to have to give interviews when the season starts. Shedeur said today about the people disparaging him, he said, as long as they don't ask me for anything, because I'm not doing any interviews. So it's going to be an interesting season. And I believe him, and he might take the fine. Because why force these players to talk to these people who essentially are disparaging them, knowing that the players are forced to do interviews? Remove that stipulation. Make it so that the players are not mandated to talk to the hate-filled media. If you can't remove their access right away, then remove the mandate that players absolutely have to get mandatory videos. Like Marshawn Lynch said, I'm just here so I don't get fined. Hey, everybody. Let's see who's in the chat. What time the draft start? 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. One more date. So today is the eve of the NFL draft. It says, I can all this negative about Shedeur is a strategy, and I think it comes from teams, but it always anonymous so they can slide them. And you're probably right. Here's what was said today in the content that I was watching. It was said that when one player, during the draft, if there's something about one player and one team backs away from that player, it's a pattern that all the teams back away from the player. So it's almost like a signal. So let's just say in tomorrow night's draft, let's say Tennessee, who's projected to pick who? Cam Ward. All of a sudden, backs off for Cam Ward. Everybody gets 10 minutes to pick. It's going to make the second team, the third team, the fourth team back away. Then somebody's going to make a trade, and that's who's going to take Cam. That's what happened to Lamar Jackson. He slid all the way down to 32. Baltimore traded up from the second round to the first for that pick that somebody didn't want to use on Lamar Jackson, and they drafted him. Now, in modern times, they claim they saw him sliding, and they were happy that he was still there at 32. So I listened to the analysis at the time Troy Aikman gave on Lamar Jackson on draft night, and I'm sure he was repeating what somebody else said. They didn't think he was honestly quarterback material. They thought Lamar Jackson's best asset was his legs. That's what they said. This man won the MVP unanimously the next year and has won it 2 times and would have won it 3 times. But Emmanuel Acho changed his vote. And Emmanuel Acho right now is trying to go toe-to-toe with Osakin, Deion Sanders Jr. Ocho's putting out this, I've been praising your family for 2 years, and all I did was come to you and ask you, do you think Jackson Dart is a better QB or a good QB? Why would you ask Osakin about Jackson Dart? You see the mess? People like that should not be allowed to even be on anybody's platform. That's clown behavior. You trying to start something. Okay, let's see how it work out for you. Because Osakin don't play in the NFL. And he don't play about his brothers either. The guy who's putting all the negativity about Shedeur, he talks about the death threats he been getting, but you still at it. I'm like, y'all forget We living in different times. We living in different times. What happened to the CEO in New York? Right. Okay. These are the times that we living in. You can't stop no fan who don't like what you're doing. You can't do it. You ain't gonna even see it coming. So don't stop it. That should have been enough to make anybody think twice about playing with somebody else's life. Because that's what essentially is. Shedeur talked about that on Crosby's podcast on how, as a leader, his leadership skills are 10 times more than anybody else's because of how he had to be a leader, because Shedeur was very instrumental in a lot of those players coming to Jackson State. Did y'all know that Jimmy Horn Jr. was supposed to go to Jackson State but decided to go to UCF and then eventually switch to Jackson State? Did y'all know that? Travis. So no matter the negativity, and I don't think it was nearly this bad at Jackson State. I really don't. It might have been more bad about Coach Prime, but I just know that they said he wasn't this, that, and the other. And I don't really think they paid attention until they started heading to Boulder. Now, when they got to Boulder, he was also very instrumental in several players coming. LaJonte, Will Shepherd. Then Jimmy came. Then Jordan Seaton. Imagine Jordan Seaton coming to high school and playing on that O-line. And then he emerges as the leader. You know, with some issues when a bunch of upperclassmen let a leader lead the O-line. That should have told you everything you know right there. People talk about how some of the coaches we had, they feel like they stabbed Coach Prime in the back. I totally agree. They came to get their name so they could go from an analyst to an assistant coach and an assistant coach at another school to eventually a head coach. But they probably going to be buried right there as an assistant because of the schools that they went to. And I know that had to hurt Coach Prime. Shedeur talked about how Coach Prime wanted to respond to some of the hate he got. He talked about how the family is all on the same page with what they are doing to him. I like the fact that he used the words doing to him, trying to tear him down. He also realizes this not what come with it. He's being targeted. Today, Shannon Sharp and Ocho are defending him. With people, some anonymous person saying he's entitled. They mad because he's wealthy and he don't need the money, so he don't have to lick boots to get drafted. That's what they want him to do. They keep asking people about Jackson Dart. I don't hear y'all talking about how great he is or why he is. He's great. You just want him in the first round to go to the Giants because you think Shedeur care. Shedeur said it. He don't care. And as fans, we don't either. We just want to know what jersey are we getting. Are we getting a Raiders jersey? I thought we was getting a Saints jersey. I was never getting a Giants jersey. Maybe a Steelers jersey. Today it came down to the Steelers and the Raiders. And when I saw the interview, I think it's the Raiders. I think the Raiders going to trade up. I think the Raiders going to trade up with the Cleveland Browns. I think that Cam will go first and Shedeur will go second. Now, it's a possibility he'll still be there at 6, but I wouldn't risk it with the Giants. Some people say Pete Carroll should not trade up because Geno Smith is the starter. The person that was supposed to go first, they let him go to the second round. Finally got paid the big money. Basically saying he had a career resurrection, which really he just was at a trash team. Plural. So Shedeur, it looked like he's in really good spirits. I'm happy to see. Another thing I'm happy about, and going back and watching these previous drafts, how these guys set for hours. Aaron Rodgers set for 4 hours. He said he started a contest in the green room about who's going to be the last one in here, trying to keep his spirits up. I'm glad Shedeur not going to be in Green Bay. I'm so happy. I would hate to see the camera walking around asking him pick after pick what they did with these other guys. Coach Prime was the one interviewing Lamar Jackson and asked Lamar Jackson, was there anything you could have done differently to be picked earlier? You know what Lamar Jackson told Coach Prime afterwards? I'm so happy I'm a Baltimore Raven. I don't even care. When you get picked, it all goes away. He ended up in a better organization by going number 32. But was that the plan? No. The plan was he didn't want to be a wide receiver. Troy Aikman said he sat till 32 because he didn't run the 40-yard dash at the combine and he didn't run it at pro day. Like they didn't know how fast Lamar Jackson was. He won the Heisman. So remember this year when they started to talk about Shedeur Sanders not working out. And then it turns out a lot of people wasn't working out. Travis didn't work out. Travis didn't work out. Cam Ward didn't work out. I think Jalen Milroe did. Why? Because they had him projected in the second round, and I don't even know where he is. I think it depends on who you ask. I looked up, CBS had Jalen Milroe. It had Cam, Shedeur, Jackson Dart, and then Jalen Milroe. But then on another draft simulator, when I was researching, trying to figure out which one I wanted to screen share and work through today, it had Cam, Shedeur. No, it had Shedeur, Cam, Jalen Milroe, and Jackson Dart. So it depends on who you ask. And remember, that's the media. I don't know where Jalen Milroe is going to go, but I learned something else today. Jalen Hurts worked out with A.J. Brown to help him through his draft process, and it was in the daytime when he got his phone call from the Titans asking him, are you ready to be a Titan? So I was thinking to myself, there's some people that know where they're going today. Because he was just out and about with Jalen in the middle of the day, and his phone rang. He picked it up. It was recorded, so they knew the call was coming. But it was broad daylight, and he was not at the draft. And they asked him, you remember me? This is so-and-so from the Titans GM. And I was like, A.J. Brown was with the Titans, and they traded him to Philadelphia with those hands? What's going on in Tennessee? I'm supposed to be listening to the phone call. I'm like, wait a minute. That's the guy from Philly. They traded him. Derrick Henry became a free agent and let him walk. I don't know what's going on in Tennessee, but that's what I was thinking. So there's a lot happening. A lot of people know a lot of things that they're not saying. They sitting tight. They're not out buying houses today. They're going to wait till tomorrow, and I would. There were people who thought they were going to be drafted first like Geno Smith and didn't go to the second round. I was like, now I see how Shedeur could sit. I see it, but it's not a bad thing. Just like y'all told me yesterday, y'all educated me and said it's not bad for Shiloh to go undrafted. So the media is making it seem like it's a bad thing, when in reality, he will go to a better team. The fans, after learning that the Steelers coach wants to get Shedeur and that the organization likes somebody else, they kind of upset because they like, we're not going to ever make it past the first round of the playoffs because the organization just can't get itself on the same page. So that's where we are with what I did today. So I looked up, just to give y'all an example, Geno Smith prospect grade was a 91. I think Travis might be like a 93. So he was supposed to go first round. He didn't go. He went to West Virginia, and he didn't end up going what? He ran a 4.59. His 10-yard shuttle split was a 1.62. Vertical was a 33. Broad jump was a 10.4. And I think he ended up in the second round, the 7th pick. And he went to the Jets. Then they traded him to the Giants. And then he went to the Chargers. Then he went to Seattle. And now he's in Vegas. And he finally got good money. But it's really $75 million, I think, for 3 years. So it's better than what it was. And the salaries in the NFL salaries have grown exponentially. In 2010, they were giving out 5-year contracts for $12 million. I was like, whoo, $35 million was a lot of money back then. Coach Prime made a couple of reels about free agency. I didn't know he played for Washington. He got a 5-year contract for like $56 million, played for 1 year and gave back the signing bonus. I think he was going to retire. Then he ended up with the Baltimore Ravens. So it's some good content out there around draft time in case anybody's interested. Okay, so let me say hi to people in the chat, and we're going to get going with our mock draft. It says Shedeur is blessed and favored. He really is. He really is. I don't even get upset when I hear him talk about it. I just keep scrolling. They did the same thing to Lamar Jackson. Yup. Yo, what up? Hey, Willie, welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. D. Johnson, welcome back. All right, y'all, we getting ready for our mock draft. So I'm going to have to assign some of y'all teams, or y'all going to have to tell me in the chat as a consensus who we picking. So I'm asking you, I know I might be delayed, so I'm gonna give y'all a couple of seconds. Does anybody want to pick for a particular team in the first round? If you do, type the name of the team you want to pick for, and I'm going to assign you to pick for that team. All right? Let me know if y'all understood what I said. Thumbs up. The draft is tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hey, Chris. Yes, the negativity is annoying, and everybody's anonymous because nobody wants to get caught. Yes, they did the same thing to Lamar Jackson, but his attitude was the best. When I heard him say, you know what, it don't even matter. I'm just happy to be a Baltimore Raven. That's the best attitude to have. When people try to snub you, just be happy because what is it? Joy beyond all understanding. That's how it goes. I heard Jimmy when he mentioned it. That's why Shedeur is the best QB in the draft. He's the only QB they talking about. Exactly. Thank you. That's what I said. I said that's how you know he's the best QB. They're not even talking about nobody else. The most they'll say about Jackson Dart, oh, he might sneak into the first round. Well, tell me why he should. Tell me why he better than Jalen Milroe. They won't talk about it. Shedeur is the best QB in the draft. You absolutely right about that. Says Shedeur is blessed and highly favored. Yup. Hey, how you doing, Tillman? It said, guy got Shedeur. I believe that it's going to be a pretty good team. Yes, me too. And I'm thinking we might get to the Super Bowl. He might get as far as Jaden Daniels did if he go to a good squad. I believe that it's going to be a pretty good team. I believe that he's going to be number one. If not number one, he'll be number two. I think he'll be. Now, I'm not 100% set that Tennessee's taking Cam. I'm just not. They thought they hemmed and hawed too long. You know you need a quarterback, but you confused. Come on now. And then suddenly you don't want to trade your pick. Who talked you out of that? Because you wanted to trade it before. You wanted to trade it for most of this process. But when the Saints entered the picture and could trade up from 9-1 to get Shedeur, you ain't like that. So now you want to hold on to your pick. I can't wait to see who they draft. If it's Cam Ward, congratulations. Because he is a good QB. He really is. And they need a good QB. And I do believe Cleveland going to trade that pick. And I do think it could be the Raiders, despite what people think Pete Carroll should do. You don't know Pete Carroll. You don't know what he's been told to do. Let's not forget who the owner is. Let's be clear about that. Let's be clear about who the owner is. I mean, look at Mike Tomlin. He likes Shedeur, but the organization likes somebody else. You see how that works? You think that don't work like that in Vegas? Tillman, it says, I chose hoping that Shedeur and Travis be on the same team. Oh, you hoping Shedeur and Travis on the same team? I wondered if that could happen, but I mean, I guess it could. I don't have a problem with that, but to be honest, I would rather Jimmy Horn Jr. and Shedeur on the same team. But I feel you on that. I could see why you could say that. Gracie said, I saw 2 articles on my news feed. They have given Travis final destination. One said that he was going to Cleveland. I heard that. And the other said he's going to Denver. Well, I could believe that because Denver showed up at Pro Day or the showcase with a large number of people. They had like 7 people with them. So they were looking for something. If you bring 7 people to a showcase, you looking for something. You could have sent 1 or 2 people. So remember, the Giants only sent like 1 or 2 people, but then they wanted their own private workout, which they say went well. But the Giants, I heard, was it Sean Payton? Sean Payton was in total about 6 other people, they said, from Denver. So that is very possible. I'm happy for Travis wherever he go. I just don't think anybody wants it to be Tennessee. But it's not going to change nothing, y'all. So, you know. Now, remember, tomorrow is just not draft day. Tomorrow starts the 30-day countdown to Travis's wedding. So Travis gets drafted tomorrow, and then 30 days from there, he gets a wife. All right, so Jackie say, hey, fam, Shedeur and Shiloh are at Daddy's house eating brisket. Oh, okay, good. I saw them this morning. All right. So Shedeur did his interview with Max Crosby. On that interview, which was an hour long, he said that today was his last day in Boulder, and he was having his cars driven back from Colorado to his dad's house. So he's going home. Shiloh was there, and Shiloh did a tour with Darius Sanders of the new, Coach Prime had that custom house built for them on the property. And I'm assuming it's just for the young men. I'm assuming the women still have places in the home. And he gave the sons private entries, to their house. And Shiloh's place, it was nice. It was nice. He showed us the room, the restroom and stuff like that. Darius was there. Then the camera turned and it went outside. And I saw the big tent where they're going to have the Sanders NFL draft party. I'm like, I need to get my stock up so I could get an invite because they going to have some fun. I was like, man, I know Travis wanted to be in Green Bay, but I ain't going to lie. I would want to be at the Sanders house. I wonder if like Jimmy Horn Jr. and everybody else is going to be there. And people talked about how they were going to be in Colorado, but they changed the plans and decided to be at home. And I don't have a problem with it because that place is nice. His house, Prime Ranch, is really nice. And I don't think it's just the family is going to be there because that tent is like the ones you get when you have like an expensive outdoor wedding. So the ones like with the little glass, the windows that you could see out of, they're really nice, really nice. So they planning to have a good time. And it was on, I think, the basketball court. Coach Prime got a new tennis court. I've seen Coach Prime trying to play tennis twice. What's going on with that? Where is this passion for tennis? Is it have anything to do with he's feeling better and now he maybe it's helpful for him to play tennis, but he got a new tennis court. I saw him, I thought at CU trying to go to a tennis court. So I don't know what's going on with that. But the tent was on the property and I think they're going to have a good time. Can you imagine being around all the people that we know they know, plus people that we don't know? And Shedeur, gets drafted to a good team. Shiloh would probably be day 2. I think that's great. I think it's going to be nice. I want to see some footage from Darius or Well Off Media. I don't see either one of them technically recording, especially Osakin. But you never know. He might get somebody else to do it. And then we get to see the footage that way because I want to see. I'm like, that's going to be fun. So, I know it's going to be some boots on the ground for sure. At the swankiest NFL draft party right there in Texas. So congratulations to everybody in advance, but they getting ready to have a good time. And I thought about how Coach Prime, when he got drafted, he wasn't wealthy when he got drafted. But then his sons are being drafted all these years later. So from 1989 to 2025, 2 sons in the NFL draft. Yeah, he's showing them a grand time. He looked good, but now, they living good. So I just think that's a milestone for Coach Prime as well. And the mom, the mom too. That's their mom. She didn't get drafted, but that is her children. So I think it's gonna be nice. I think it's gonna be nice. It said I'm at work and have to leave. We'll try to connect later. Okay, Lisa, thank you. LaJonte. Oh, you think Shedeur and LaJonte should go to the same team? Travis said that's where he would like to go. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think he's supposed to be going. Where did Travis say he want to go to Denver? He did say that. He did say I would like to stay in Denver. Okay, I like that. Denver's nice. It's nice. It is nice. All right. So Lisa, have a good time at work. Catch us later on the replay. Leave us a comment. We'll see you next time. Tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern, if you can make it. Travis will not be around for Denver's draft. Oh, what is Denver's pick? I don't know. I got to look. You're not saying that he is not the best QB. Believe that he is. I missed them here at Jackson. Oh, yeah. I bet. And they talk about Jackson. They don't leave Jackson out at all. And I like that about them. Lisa says she saw that. It said Pilar's going to be there. Yep, she's going to be there. Coach Prime say he can make that sacrifice. And that's really good. I think it'll be fine. Unless she bringing a date in, that's the problem. Because at one time, she was dating the CEO of a rap label out of Houston. Yeah, I don't know. I hope not. I saw the same video with Shiloh. Yeah, it was nice. It was nice to see Shiloh back in Dallas. Now, Shiloh, I thought I heard him say in that video, Chris, that he still lives in Boulder. So he didn't move away. Shedeur moved away today. I guess they're gonna pack up his house, his townhouse. But unless he gonna keep it, but I think Shedeur said he was leaving Colorado today. That was it for him. But Shiloh said, well, I still home is he said Boulder, so I guess he want to stay up there. Maybe because he liked the ski. That could be it. And you know what? Shiloh could go to Denver too. Y'all say he could pick if he get undrafted free agents. I mean, he might pick Denver because there was a lot of them up there. I will say that. And Coach Prime and Sean Payton were having an excellent conversation. Hey, 400 Circle Media, salute to you. Glad you can make it back. Coach Prime doing all of that for Snow and all of those grandkids that's coming. Yeah. Now, I know I thought I saw an area that Coach Prime was clearing out for Snow to have a little playground. So yeah, that's gonna be nice. That's gonna be nice. Shiloh, a Bucky was the one that they say was gonna get married first, but I don't think it's gonna happen now because I think him and the girl he was with, I think unfortunately they split up. They were together for a minute though. He say she a runner. I don't know what that means. If y'all know, feel free to tell me. I'm not up on all the lingo. Shiloh likes pickleball. Yes, pickle. You know what? Did he get okay? Is that a tennis court or a pickleball court, or one can be the other? I don't know that either. I don't know that either. Oh, thank you, 400 Circle Media. I appreciate you. Thank you for supporting the channel. I'm just gonna keep leveling up. Thank you so much. Let's see. Jackie said Travis's father was granted permission to go with his son on draft day. I read that. I'm so glad you brought that up. We talked about that at home. So, okay. Now I remember during the Heisman, he put out a statement, something about him and being there. And I found out that he couldn't be there. And I said, why you just couldn't say that? You didn't have to tell us, but you could have told him. Did y'all see how Travis cried at the Heisman when it came to his dad? So it's wonderful. He's going to be in Green Bay. His dad can be there. I asked about Jimmy's dad, but I think their situations are different. I think Jimmy's father is in, and Travis's father is actually out and has travel restrictions. So I'm happy for Travis. I expect to see his brother front and center. I did see a clip of Travis listening to Deion Sanders Jr., his newest music, 459. I know that's the name of the song, but I haven't listened to it. Again, I'm not up on the lingo, but Travis was having a good time. I think that was his brother-in-law in the front seat. I would like to see more of his brother. Somebody let Travis know your brother could get a tutor and live with you. He can go to high school right there in Denver. He can play ball right there in Denver. Just gonna say it. All right. That's what I would like to see. I would like to see his brother get that time and attention. And it's doable. Virtual learning, tutors transferred to Denver schools. There you go. All right. And then maybe he could start going to Colorado camps. Hopefully his brother is at Colorado's campus June. Hopefully that's the case. Now, I know he plays OT7 right now, but I think if he had to choose between coming to live with Travis in Denver and going to high school with Travis and playing OT7 out there, I think he would take it. And I would think the people around Travis would suggest that he does something like that. But then again, that's for normal people. That's for normal people that really care about you and your family. So, all right. So, yes, I'm happy about Travis's father on draft day that he's going to be there. It says Coach Primes Shiloh dad had 2 tennis lessons, but he wants him to have a pickleball court. Oh, okay. I think you can just change the net. At the gym that I went to, they have a pickleball court. This is the one in Houston. They took the basketball. They had a lot of indoor basketball courts because the gym was 24 hours. Y'all heard of Lifetime Fitness? So if you know anything about Lifetime Fitness, they have indoor basketball courts. So when the pickleball craze came along, they took some of the courts and closed them down and put nets on them and changed them to pickleball. So there's a pickleball center here in Atlanta where you can actually go and play pickleball. And then my daughter in Houston, her schoolmates, she's in college, she's getting ready to graduate. They play pickleball. And then Trey Young of the Atlanta Hawks is part owner in a pickleball league. So pickleball is taking off. So I can see why Shiloh would want that. But if he's not going to be there, because he said he going back to Boulder, I'm pretty sure if he stayed in Dallas, like if he came home like Shedeur, I think Coach Prime would change it to pickleball or the basketball court. Just put the net out there. But I think Shiloh going back home. So Jay Prince, yes, that's his name. Thank you for that. Thank you for that, King Courtney. I appreciate it. And I don't know if they still together or not. But if so, I'm hoping he ain't there. Unless they friends. Maybe they friends. But I don't know. So I don't know. I know that situation doesn't need anything else. If this is their first time being around each other, like how did they handle high school graduations? How did they handle college graduations? I know I saw her at Jackson State at a game. So, but if this is the first time they're gonna be in a dedicated space for a significant amount of time, that situation don't need no more people in it. Just she could just come, and maybe his girlfriend don't need to be there either. I mean, you just gotta kind of minimize the friction. But Shiloh graduated from Jackson State, and I know she was there. I saw her in pictures at Jackson State with Shiloh, with Shedeur. So she's around. I guess they just not in an enclosed space for a long period of time. But it's funny that the kids can laugh at it. That's a good sign. That's a good sign. Am new to your channel, have enjoyed it. Okay, Tilma, thank you. But going to start cooking for the draft tomorrow. What a great channel. My God, continue to bless you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, well, hopefully you can hang out with us tomorrow for the draft. We get ready to start this mock draft. All right, did y'all pick any teams? If not, we just gonna pick together. That's just what we're gonna have to do. All right, so y'all not gonna see me on camera, but you can hear me. Because I think the way for me to make the screen larger for y'all to see it, you can't see me. That's just how it's gonna go. All right, so here we go. Let's hope I can see the screen. that could be a problem. All right, so let's see. Here we go. All right, so we can choose the full draft, or we can just select some picks. Like, do we want to pick for Cleveland? Do we want to pick for the Raiders? Let's just do the full draft, and let's just see how far we get in the first round. And if we run out of people because we don't know anybody past number 10, we could just auto-select and keep it pushing. All right, and then we could do an analysis at the end. All right, now we can make trades or not. I don't know if we want to make a trade. Do y'all want to make a trade? If not, we could just go straight through. Let me know your thoughts. Please bless what she said with 27 likes. Yes, please do that. Please do that. Thank you, Gracie. Thank you. And I don't know if y'all noticed, but I dropped a new Listen Up podcast today, episode 9. I said I'm going to do 10 on YouTube because why? We're now on Spotify. So the first episode of Listen Up by What She Said Sports is on Spotify. Go check it out. I'll put the link in the chat and in the bio. And when you're on the go, or maybe doing some spring cleaning, just put on the audio version of What She Said on Spotify. And eventually, there's 9 episodes over here. I'm going to pick the best ones and put them over there. And y'all could just put it on repeat until you get tired of hearing my voice. But thank you for the new subs. Thank you for the new members. So check out Spotify at What She Says Sports. And thank y'all for the financial support because I just used it to level up. So thank you again, 400 Circle Media, for the super chat today. I appreciate it. And that's how we get to Spotify. So thank y'all. All right. It says, okay, nobody said anything about doing any trades, so I'm not going to worry about trades. We're just going to go ahead and let's see. We're just going to go ahead and start choosing. All right, here we go. So we're going to do the full draft. As you can see right here, Tennessee is the first pick. And then let's do a trade. I want to do a trade. Cleveland has the next pick at number 2. Select one of my teams. I want to do a trade with the Raiders. The next pick was 5. So let's see how it goes. We're going to go ahead and start the draft. We're doing a draft in 2025. All right, let's go. We're doing round 1. I think that's what we're doing. All right, let's go. I think I know what I'm doing. Okay, you see it. You're on the clock. The Tennessee Titans have the first pick. Instructions: draft a player. There's no trade. What they need over here to the right, they need a QB, a wide receiver, an edge rusher, and a linebacker. Let me put on some music because we just gonna amplify the experience right fast, and then we'll go back to it. So hold on one second. Just gonna put some music on really low. That little chill music we've been listening to. Oh, it's AI generated. All right. If it's too loud, y'all let me know. Okay. Going back. All right. So we're on the clock. They need a QB, a wide receiver, an edge, and a linebacker. Now we can choose by position. So what do we want to pick for Tennessee? I'm gonna pick a QB. All right. So out of the QBs that we can choose from Cam Ward, Shedeur Sanders, Jalen Milroe, Will Howard, Riley Leonard, Jackson Dart, Tyler Shaw, Dylan Gabriel, Quinn Ewers, Kyle McCord, Curtis Rourke, Max Brosmer, Brady Cook, Graham Mertz. It's a lot of quarterbacks. It's a lot of quarterbacks. You look at Donovan Smith from U of H. Oh, KJ Jefferson. Y'all remember KJ Jefferson? He's ranked 354. Okay. And DJ, the guy from Florida State, he's in here, but he dead last. Now, remember, Florida State did not have a good year. Okay, so let's just since we're friends of Cam Ward, let's just go ahead and pick. Cam Ward is now drafted to the Tennessee Titans. So with the first pick in the 2023 draft, the Tennessee Titans pick Cam Ward. All right, so we made our first pick, y'all. Now we're on the clock for the second team. Tennessee draft. What's that say? Tennessee draft. Oh, Cam Ward. Yes. Okay. Thank you for that. Tennessee has drafted Cam Ward. All right. So now we're on the clock. So we need to go back. All right. So here we go. You're on the clock. The Cleveland Browns are on the clock. It says we have a trade. I don't know how it worked, but it don't matter. All right. So here's what they need. They need a QB, a running back, a wide receiver. I think that's a tackle, and a cornerback. So y'all let me know, who should we draft? Now, Travis is not listed as a wide receiver. Travis is in the draft as a cornerback. They do need a cornerback in Cleveland, but they need a QB, but they have Deshaun Watson. So who do y'all think we should pick? Cleveland draft Shedeur. Okay, fine. I'm going to just draft Shedeur. All right. So with the second pick in the 2025 draft, Cleveland is going to draft Shedeur Sanders. So let me go and get the QBs again. And there he is, Shedeur Sanders, ranked number 45. What does that mean? We'll figure it out later. Okay, Shedeur Sanders is now with the Cleveland Browns. See that right over to the right? Pick 2, Shedeur Sanders to the Cleveland Browns. So Cam Ward is first. Shedeur has been drafted by What She Said podcast community to Cleveland Browns. All right, number 3, we on the clock. The New York Giants. So the New York Giants need a QB, a tackle, a defensive lineman, and a cornerback. What y'all think about sending Travis to New York? I think that would be good. What y'all think about Travis to New York? Oh, can I make a mock pick? Yes, you can pick, Kiel. Why don't you pick for Tennessee? I mean, for New York, since you like them. So Kiel is gonna pick for New York. It says, so we waiting on Kiel to pick. I need you to pick, Kiel. So, Jerry, we gonna we agree. I think Travis will be the next logical selection. But let's let Kiel pick. Jerry, do you want to pick for a particular team? If y'all want to pick for a team, Gracie, if you in the chat, can you type pick a team? Drop the name of the team you want to pick for. Kiel picks Abdul Carter to the Giants. Okay, let's roll with it. I don't know if you heard me, Gracie, but if you in there, can you type into the chat? Just type the name of the team you want to pick for, and I'll come back and check and see who it is. All right, so we going with Abdul Carter to the Giants. Okay, here he is, right here. Okay, we're on the clock. The New England Patriots. Okay, moving right along. Round 1, pick 4. New England Patriots. Abdul Carter to the Giants. Now we have the New England Patriots need a running back, a wide receiver, and an offensive lineman. Who should they take? Let's see who's on the board. Travis Hunter, Ashton Jeanty. They do need a running back. Maybe Ashton Jeanty. Y'all let me know. McMillan, wide receiver. They need a wide receiver. Mason Graham is a defensive lineman. They need an offensive person. They don't need Will Campbell. I thought he was I don't know. Walter Nolan, defense. We need an offensive person. Okay, is anybody picking for New England? Let's see what the chat says. If not, let's see. Gracie said the New England Patriots. Okay, Gracie, who you want to pick for? Who you want to choose for the New England Patriots? Kiel, Jerry, y'all can pick again for somebody. Drop the name of a team if y'all want to pick. Jackie, if you still there, you can pick. Drop the name of a team. D. Johnson. Tillman, if you still around. Lisa, I think Lisa had to leave, but just in case you could hear me, you could pick. King Courtney, drop the name of a team you want to pick for. 400 Circle Media. Please drop the name of a team you want to pick for. Same thing with Chris. Okay. So let's see. Gracie says she want to go. I hope Shiloh gonna get drafted. Or if not, he gonna get the pick where he go. Ashton Jeanty. All right. So let's see. Ashton Jeanty is going to. Let's see. All right. Ashton Jeanty is now a New England Patriot with the What She Said mock draft. Yay. All right. On the clock. Jacksonville Jaguars. They need a wide receiver, a tight end, a defensive lineman, and a safety. So who is that? Okay. McMillan is available. Anybody picking for Jacksonville? Anybody picking for Jacksonville? Jerry said trade pick to the Eagles. Okay. All right. Let's see how we can do that. Let's see if we can trade. We want to trade this pick to the Eagles. Okay. Let's see. Trade. Offer trade. It said trade acceptance once both teams add picks. Oh, well, who you want to trade? They have to pick first. They have to pick first. Select the team to trade with. Okay, hold on one second. Let's see if we can get this. Select the team to trade with. Okay. I can't see things. Okay, this is a little bit here. Okay, here we go. We want to trade with the Philadelphia Eagles. Okay. Teams interested in pick 5. Philadelphia. Wow. Okay. All right. So that's the trade. Okay. Force this trade. I don't even know what we trade. Oh, do I have to pick something to trade? Let's see. Now you asking me this outside my wheelhouse here. Let's see. I forced the trade. So I think it should go. So I don't know. Let's see. You on the clock, Jacksonville. Trade acceptance once both teams are picked. Okay, well, maybe we'll let Philadelphia pick first. That's what I'm getting from this. In 2025, pick 32. 2025. Maybe I have to pick. Let me see. Maybe I have to pick. All right, here we go. All right. Got it. Trade accepted. Yay! All right, we figured it out. All right, let's move on. All right, so we're no longer on the clock then, right? Are we on the clock again? I don't know how we can still be on the clock because the trade has been accepted and we now. Oh, let me go back. Draft the player. Got it. Okay, so now Jacksonville has traded their pick to the Philadelphia Eagles, but I don't see it. So I don't know. Let's see. Is it done? Select the team. We already traded your team. Forced that already did a trade. I don't know. You got me somewhere. I don't know. No. Let's see. Draft the player. I don't know. I don't know. So we just gonna pick somebody and see where they go. Maybe they're going to Philly. I don't know. Let's see. Who we want to pick for this pick though? If it's Jacksonville who traded to Philadelphia, here we go right here. Remaining picks. They have the 5th pick and the 32nd pick. So who do we pick for this pick? That's the question. Let me look in the chat. Trade pick to Eagles. I tried. Patriots trade. Oh, you meant to the Patriots. Well, never mind. We already got somebody for the Patriots. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. I need to know, because we're running out of time. What we doing with Jacksonville? Do we want to send somebody there? They need a wide receiver. Travis is a corner. And let's see, a tight end. Let's keep going. We can look by position too. Let's choose the position. Or we can search for a player's name. Is there a particular player y'all want to send to Jacksonville? A tight end. Y'all know any good tight ends in the draft? Tyler Warren from Penn State, Colston Loveland, Elijah Arroyo from Miami, Mason Taylor from LSU, Terrence Ferguson. Any of these schools? Gunnar Helm. Let's send him. Yeah, let's send him there because I heard he's good. So we're gonna send Gunnar Helm. Oh, here we go to the Raiders. All right. So we up with the Raiders. They need running backs, wide receivers, defense, and cornerbacks. Anybody want to pick for the Raiders? Travis is still here. He could go to the Raiders based on our projections. Okay, let's see. From Penn State. Oh, I didn't see it. Never mind. I took Gunnar Helm. I'm sorry, Jerry. Okay, Jerry, why don't you pick? Since I didn't see your comment, why don't you pick for the Raiders? You want to pick for the Raiders since I didn't see your last pick? And then I'll wait right here until you pick. So let's see. We're on the clock, trying to give time to Jerry to pick. Gracie, you want to pick again? Kiel D. Johnson, does anybody want to pick? Ooh, this is a serious delay because I'm just not seeing the tight end information come through. Okay. All right, let me know. Does anybody want to pick for the Raiders? Travis. All right, Jerry. Let's go with Travis. Okay. So I believe we are drafting Travis Hunter. Okay, excellent. Moving on to round 1, the 7th pick, the New York Jets. 400 Circle Media. Your team needs a quarterback, a wide receiver, a tackle, and a defensive lineman. Who we picking? 400 Circle Media. Okay. So we got Travis for the Raiders. Okay, Travis for the Raiders. All right. What about, is 400 Circle Media still on? If so, maybe Kiel want to pick for the Jets. Didn't he have a brother that played for the Jets? If 400 Circle Media is not there. I can't add people, so. Who's picking for the Jets? Who's picking for the Jets? All right, we still on the clock. All right, Kiel said Travis to the Raiders. Got it. Now I need somebody to pick for the Jets. Him did. Hello, just getting in here. Panthers on the clock. Not yet. Jets on the clock. Who's picked? Jets offensive line help. All right, let's look. All right, offensive line help for the Jets. Let's see. We want to find offensive linemen. All right, I don't see none. Let's see. Mason Graham, is he defense tackle? cornerback, wide receiver, tight end, offensive line. I think he defense. I think he's defense. Defense. There's not a lot of offensive linemen, y'all. I'm looking though. Cornerback, edge, tackle. Not a lot of O linemen. Not a lot of O linemen. So we're gonna have to either trade this pick. Okay. Let me go to page 2. Oh, there's a guard. There's a guard. We'll go with that. Somebody from Alabama, Tyler Booker. All right, Tyler Booker, you just got drafted to the New York Jets. Congratulations. Okay, so all right, now Carolina Panthers on the clock. Panthers in the green room. All right. All right. Who's going to the Panthers? Let's see. The Panthers need a wide receiver, an edge, and a defensive back. A wide receiver, an edge, and a defensive back. That's McMillan is still left, and he's ranked 4th, and he's still on here. How did that happen? Mason Graham he's not a DB, he a defensive tackle. Will Campbell, tackle. Malachi Starks ranked 8. He's still there. See how people fall in the draft? Now we see. Mike Green is an edge. So, all right, let's see what James said. Who's going to the Panthers? Let's see. Jahdae Barron, wide receiver. Got it. Okay. Jahdae Barron, wide receiver. Let me look him up. How you spell his name? Jahave. Jahdae Barron. There it is right there. Draft. All right. Jahdae Barron from the Carolina Panthers. Excellent. 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 All right. Who's next? The Saints. Okay. The Saints are on the clock. Jackie, I think we already got Jahdae Barron. So what about the Saints? Saints up. Okay, well, we went with Jahdae Barron, a wide receiver. So who we got? The Saints. Let's talk about what the Saints need. All right, the Saints need, they have 9 picks left. They need a running back, a wide receiver, and a defensive lineman. Yeah. Okay. Running back, wide receiver, and defensive lineman. Okay. So who's out here? McMillan? McMillan, they need a wide receiver. They need a running back, wide receiver, and a defensive lineman. I think Derek Carr. Saints keeping Derek Carr, y'all, because they said they don't need a QB. The Saints need a running back, a wide receiver, and a defensive lineman. All right, let's see who out here. Okay, McMillan, Mason Graham, and I think they're going to pick him in real life, too. Y'all want to send Mason Graham to the Saints? Because I think that's who they're going to pick in real life. Mason Graham, that's what I'm thinking. And let's see. McMillan is out there. So if they don't have a quarterback, do they really need a wide receiver? If they're not getting a new quarterback, please don't send McMillan there. Mason Graham might be good. I mean, I don't know what a defensive lineman could do for you like that if your offense isn't good in terms of your QB. And then you have the next wide receiver on the board is Luther Burden from Missouri, and he ranked number 15. See, we can always put in Jimmy Horn Jr. name. We can put him in. We can send Jimmy Horn Jr. to the Saints. That's what I want to do. I want to send Jimmy Horn Jr. to the Saints. Jimmy Horn to Saints. Jade Barron, wide receiver. Ooh, that's late. I say Jimmy Horn to the Saints. Let me know what y'all think about Jimmy Horn Jr. to the Saints. All right, let me know what y'all think. Jimmy Horn Jr. to the Saints. Okay, Gracie, that's what we're going to go with. Jimmy Horn Jr., let me look him up. All right, let's see, one moment. Now, I don't know how tired we are to anybody after this, but all right. Let's see if we can find Jimmy Horn. Here he is right here, Jimmy Horn Jr. All right. Draft. All right. So we sent Jimmy Horn Jr. to the Saints. All right. On the clock, the Chicago Bears. They need a running back, a defensive lineman, and a safety. We don't have any emotional attachment to these people. Chicago. Chicago on the clock. All right, let's see. They need a wide receiver, Shiloh. Okay, all right. They need a safety. Let's go with Shiloh Sanders. I like it. Okay, I like it. All right, Shiloh. Shiloh Sanders. Got it. All right, so we got our guys, Will Shepherd, LaJohntay Wester. Okay, San Francisco. A guard, a tackle, a defensive lineman, and a cornerback. Oh, what about Cameron Silver Craig? Is he a safety or a cornerback? I don't think he's a cornerback. I think he's a safety. A guard. I don't know if Justin Myers would be a guard. I don't think he's a guard. Let me look him up though. Oh, what about there's Chidozie, there's Lavonta Bentley. Chidozie, Lavonta Bentley. It's a lot of people. Okay, hold on one second. I don't think, none of them are a guard though. Defensive lineman, Chidozie. Chidozie Unwaku. Why is his name not coming up? What about Cameron Silver Craig? Cameron, let's see. Cameron Jackson. Nope, they're not in here. That's crazy. Okay, all right. I don't think we're gonna be able to do that. Let's see, DJ Green. So okay, they don't have them in here, and it's okay. It's all right. All right. So let's just keep it pushing. We're on round 1, pick 11. All right. Does anybody have any ties to San Francisco? The guard, the tackle, the defensive lineman, and a cornerback. Let me see if anybody said anything in the chat. Let's see. Hey family, how you doing? How you doing? Hey Crowley, welcome, welcome, welcome. We're in the middle of a draft. Does anybody want to pick for San Francisco? Does anybody want to pick for San Francisco? Let me know. San Francisco is on the clock. Chicago's on the clock. All right, how many of us in here? Let me make sure I'm still talking to somebody. Okay. Oh, good. There's 21 of us. All right, y'all. Anybody want to pick for 49ers? No 49ers fans? Anyone want to pick for the 49ers? If not, I can pick. I'm going to give it a few seconds because I think there's a delay. All right, y'all. This time tomorrow, we will be midway through the first round. Actually, we might be 5 picks in. It takes a minute. Everybody get 10 minutes. So the first 5 picks is 50 minutes. So this time tomorrow, we'll only be through the first 5 picks, working on number 6, which is the Raiders. Let me know if anybody want to pick for the 49ers. If not, I'm happy to pick. I did this earlier, so I can pick, but I'm going to wait to see if anybody say anything. Nobody? Okay. All right. I'll pick. Okay. All right. So I shall pick for the 49ers. All right. The 49ers need a guard, a tackle, a defensive lineman, and a cornerback. A cornerback. Will Johnson. Yeah, I actually know who he is. Okay. So Will Johnson. I looked him up when they were going to bowl games. He's supposed to be pretty good. Now, Shiloh had a better time than most of these safeties out here. But he's already gone. All right, so the 49ers, the Dallas Cowboys, they need an edge rusher, a guard, a wide receiver, and a running back. I think we should send McMillan to the Cowboys. Does anybody want to pick for the Cowboys? Cowboys on the clock. I think that's how we're going to be tomorrow. Once our guys get gone, we're going to be gone too. Cowboys on the clock. Dallas on the clock. Dallas needs a running back, a wide receiver, an edge, and a guard. They have 12 picks remaining. Wow, they have 12 picks in draft? Wow. Woo. Okay. All right, I guess I'm going to pick for Dallas if I don't hear back. And maybe it's about who's in the draft. All right, a wide receiver. There we go, Jared. We're going to send McMillan. He's ranked number 4 and he's still on the board. So McMillan is with the Cowboys. All right, let's go to Miami. Miami. A guard, a tackle, a defensive person, and a cornerback. So this person will play with Tua as no receivers, a cornerback. This person will play on defense. So they just need like linemen for the most part. Okay, anybody picking for Miami? All right. I'm gonna make it larger so y'all can see it. All right, Miami's on the clock. I put their needs there. Let me know if y'all can see it. Let's see who's in here. Guard, tackle, defensive lineman, and a cornerback. All right, let's see. Let's see who we have left. All right, let's see. All right, so Mason Graham. We still have Mason. All right. Let's see. We still have Mason Graham. So, all right. All right. Mason Graham, Miami O lineman. Okay. All right. Oh, is that a defensive lineman? That's a defensive lineman? A defensive lineman. Okay. We going with, I guess we're going to go with Mason Graham. All right. We're going to go with Mason Graham. Got it. Okay. All right. Mason Graham. Next on the clock. Okay. Let's see. All right, let's see who we got. Miami on the clock. We ended up with a D lineman, Jerry. Cameron Silver Craig. I looked him up, Gracie. I didn't see him, but I'm gonna look again. Yeah, I didn't see him. So let me see if I could find him. Cameron Silver Craig. Unless I spelled it wrong. Cameron. We only have one Cameron, and that's Jackson Craig. Let's see if this comes up by the last name. Craig Woodson. That's it. Okay. I don't think they didn't put everybody in here. They ranked like the combine invites. That's what I'm getting from this. So they're not in there. So we would have to put them like on a different round. So it's not going to be the first round. So we're going to have to figure out who else to send to Indianapolis. All right, this is what Indianapolis needs: a tight end, a guard, an edge, a linebacker, and a safety. Let's see. Indianapolis Colts. All right, that's what the Colts need. And we're on pick. Can y'all see what pick we're on, by the way? The Colts. Round 1, pick 14. All right. We're almost halfway through. All right. Colts going to get a tight end. All right. Let's go with it. Let's see who we have. What tight ends do we have in here? Let's see. Okay. Tyler Warren from Penn State. Okay, moving on to number 15, the Falcons. Okay, I hope y'all mind. I want to pick for the Falcons. Let's see. Oh no, Gracie, you here in Atlanta? Why don't you pick for the Falcons? They need a wide receiver, a corner, an edge rusher, and a LS. What is that? A LB. That's the linebacker. Okay, I couldn't see that. Okay. All right, so Gracie, you want to pick for the Falcons? Anybody else want to pick for the Falcons? I know Gracie and I are both Atlanta, so let's see. Wide receiver, a corner. Wide receiver, a center, an edge rusher, and a linebacker. Let's see who's left. Let's see who's in here. That's a lot of people left, but we got Will Campbell as a tackle. A wide receiver. Let's see. We got Luther Burden. We got Donovan from Boston College. Emeka Egbuka. I like him. I'm gonna pick him. All right. So that's Emeka. So Atlanta's done. All right. ATL done. Next up, who's that? The Cardinals. Cardinals on the clock. All right, so now we have the Cardinals. All right, Cardinals up. Let's see who we have. Let's see what they need. The Cardinals need a guard, a defensive lineman, and a cornerback. Everybody need a cornerback. Let's see. All right, Cardinals. Cards need. Let's see. We already know they have Xavier Weaver. All right. That's a wide receiver. This is defense. Okay. They need defensive guys. So they have, we could take Walter Nolan from Ole Miss. We could take cornerback and a guard. There's not a lot of guards out there. Not a lot of cornerbacks out there. That's crazy. There's not a, okay. Trey Amos from Mississippi. Does anybody like Trey Amos from Mississippi? I'm thinking Trey Amos from Mississippi. Jalen Walker, linebacker. All right, Jalen Walker. Let's see. Look him up. Okay, Jalen Walker. Jalen Walker. There we go, from Georgia. All right. All right. Bengals on the clock. Bengals on the clock. All right, let's see what we got from Georgia. Bengals on the clock. Let's see. All right, Bengals need a guard, a defensive lineman, and a linebacker. A guard, a defensive lineman, and all right. A guard, a defensive lineman. Not a lot of guards. Not a lot of guards. If so, they must be further down. Guard, a defensive lineman. I got Kenneth Grant from Michigan. And a linebacker. Let's see. Mikael Williams, an edge. Nope. Wide receivers, a lot of edges. Defensive tackle. I need a defensive lineman. Okay. A halfback. Okay. Oh, that's Cam Scatterboo. All right. What about Carson? What y'all think about Carson here? This guy. Carson Schwessinger. I will pick for Cleveland. Okay. All right. They whatever they can get on defense. Yeah. Okay. I see. Okay. All right. So we're going to go with this guy here. Linebacker. Okay. We're going Carson. Okay. Seattle Seahawks up next. All right. Pick 18. Seattle Seahawks up. Seahawks on the clock. They just got a quarterback, so let's see what they even need. They need a center, a guard, and an edge. There's quite a few edge rushers out there for sure. Quite a few edge rushers. Let's see. center, an edge, center, a center, a guard, and an edge rusher. Okay, let's see who's out here. A center, a guard, and an edge rusher. Okay, what about Mike Green from Marshall? Or Donovan again from Boston? James Pierce Jr. Let's go with James Pierce Jr. from Tennessee. We just gonna go with James Pierce Jr. from Tennessee. Okay, we're now in the number 19 pick. Tampa Bay Bucks are on the clock. All right. Bucks on the clock. Bucks on the clock. Bucks on the clock. All right, let's see what we have here. Okay, what they need: an edge, a linebacker, and a defensive back. Okay, there's a lot of that out there, it seems. Edge, linebacker, and a defensive back. This is where I would like to put like Chidozie and other players like that. That's what I would like to do with those players, but they're not in here, so. Edge, linebacker. All right, let's see who we have. An edge. Let's look for an edge. All right, y'all. We have Mike Green, this guy right here. Edge. Defense number 15. His career stats. His comparables. He got a 91 in pass rush and a 90 in defense. That's pretty good. True pass, set pass, rush grade 90. Okay. Grades by game. I would say his worst game was toward the end of the season. I guess he was in the middle. He's in the middle. That's what I would say. I would say he's in the middle. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. What about him? Let's see. What y'all think? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe him. Let's see. Let's look at the other guy. Here's a linebacker from Alabama, Jihad Campbell. Let's see. His pass rush is 70, 80. His overall grade in 22 wasn't good. He got better in 23, and he made a miraculous recovery. And in 24, his worst game was Vanderbilt. Oh, because they lost that game. I don't know what school that is with the M. Is that Marshall 2076? Yeah, I don't know about this guy. He a little iffy. 2024 stats: coverage stops 30, run stops 35, receptions 24, targets 30, completions 80%. That's not bad. Forced incompletions 2. Passer rating allowed 87.5. He's 222nd in that. I don't know. Let's see. What y'all thinking? Anybody have any thoughts? Let's go back to the chats and see who's out there. This is pick 19. Let's see. I will pick for Cleveland. Okay. So I'm just gonna pick for this team because nobody is claiming the Bucks. Not surprising. Let's see. So we're just going to pick. I guess I'll just pick him. I'm gonna pick Mike Green. I think he was a little better. Okay. So we're going to go with Mike Green. Now we're at Denver. Denver is running back, wide receiver, center, and defensive tackle. Let's see. Denver. All right. They need a running back. Quinn Hampton. Okay, running back. All right, there we go. All right. Quinn Hampton, running back. All right, let's see. Quinn, let me look him up. Quinn. Here he is. I have Quinn Ewers. Maybe I spelled his name wrong. Oh, Keyshawn Junk is still out there. He's a halfback though, but maybe that could work. What's his name? Oh, Orion. Okay, can't see the draft board. Orion Hampton, running back. Okay. Oh, Marion, found him. Okay, North Carolina. Got it. Okay. Done. All right. Welcome to where did he just go? To Denver. Oh, Marion to Denver. Done. Okay, perfect. All right. Pittsburgh Steelers on the clock. All right. What about QB from Alabama? Milroe. Okay. Jalen Milroe. Okay. Let's see if Will Shepherd and LaJonte are in here. Hopefully they're in here. Let's see. They need a wide receiver. Let's see if LaJonte's in here. LaJonte Wester. There we go. Okay. All right. Welcome to LA, LaJonte. All right, so we sent LaJonte Wester to, as you can see over here to the far left, you'll see LaJonte Wester to, here he is right here, to the Chargers. All right, LaJonte Wester just went to the Chargers for pick 22. I don't know if y'all saw his analysis. Let's see. Look at that. LaJonte has had really good grades for all 3 years. Comparable, 75%. 66% contested, 3 drops, 7.1 yards after the catch. That's really good. It's ranked pretty high. Missed tackles tied for 147. Most of his games were all green. They were really good. A few yellows, but nobody did well in the Nebraska game. That's crazy how that came out like that. All right. So LeJontay went to the Chargers. All right. So let's see who's on the clock now. LeJontay, congratulations. What She Said Sports drafted you to the Chargers at pick 22 in the first round. All right. We got 10 picks left. Let's see. We have the Green Bay Packers, and they need a wide receiver, an edge, and a corner. Let's see any good wide receivers out there. Jordan Love is the QB, so you could always use another wide receiver. Let's see. Let's go by position. Wide receiver, an edge, and a corner. Luther Burden, Matthew Golden. He's supposed to be good. Let's go with Matthew Golden from UT. All right. Let's see. Now we're at Minnesota Vikings. Vikings on the clock. All right, let's see. All right, so I'm going to speed us up a little bit. Let's see. Pick 24. They need a running back, a defensive lineman, a defensive tackle. We'll go with Walter Nolan. All right. We'll go with that. All right. So now we're at the Houston Texans. They need a wide receiver and an O lineman. Let's see. We're going to go with Luther Burden. The pick 25. I'm going to speed up a little bit so we can get to 30. Then we have the Los Angeles Rams, or until we get to Cleveland. They have 26 picks remaining. Geez, the Rams? Is that now? All right. They need a linebacker, a cornerback, and a tight end. Okay. All right. They're going to get Costin Loveland. Congratulations. All right, the Baltimore Ravens, 27 remaining picks. Pick 27. No. Green Bay, they need a guard, an edge, and a defensive back. All right, guard, an edge, and a defensive back. They get Donovan. We've been talking about Donovan for a minute. Now we're at pick 28, the Detroit Lions. Okay, let's see. I think we have some people from Detroit. Detroit on the clock. They need everything. A wide receiver. Detroit needs a wide receiver, a guard, an edge, and a linebacker. That's a lot. Anybody picking for Detroit? All right. Anybody drafted for Detroit? Their needs: wide receiver, a guard, an edge, and a linebacker. Need an edge. Okay, we're going to make sure they get an edge. All right, let's see. An edge rusher. Let's see if we can look by position and see who's out there. That's a tight end. I don't know why there's only 3 positions. Let's see an edge. An edge, an edge. Here we go. Nick Scouten at A&M, Texas A&M. Shamar Stewart, Texas A&M. I guess I'm going to go with ranking 31, Shamar Stewart. They go to the same school. So we're just going to go with Nick. All right. This is Nick. Good grades for 2 or 3 years. Yellow year 1. Pass rush grade is 80. That's good. True pass set pass rush is 82. That's pretty good. Let's see his games. Not bad. His worst game was against UT, and I don't know why, but we gonna draft him though. So I don't know why his worst game was against UT, but he ranked higher than his teammates. So we'll just go with him. I'm like, okay. Let's see. Let's go. We have pick 29 for the Commanders. So teammate quarterback is Jaden Daniels, a running back, a guard, an edge, and a cornerback. See, everybody need a cornerback. That's why I said Shiloh's getting drafted somewhere. Let's see. Commanders. All right, let's see who they have for running backs. Let's see if we can find out. Okay, running back, guard, edge, and a cornerback. Let's see. I remember Washington. They need a running back, but I thought they just drafted Deebo Samuel. So let's give them an edge. I think they need some help on defense. Let's see. Let's take the edge, Shamar Stewart from A&M, or we could take the cornerback, Benjamin Morrison from Notre Dame. Notre Dame did go to the national championship. I mean, they lost, but they did go. Who else? Let's see. What about Mekhi Williams? Let's go with the guy from Georgia. Let's go with him. We'll go with Mekhi Williams from Georgia. Okay. All right. So we have 2 picks left. Let's see. All right. The Bills are on the clock. The Buffalo Bills at pick 30. An edge, a linebacker, and a corner. Oh, I know they got. Let's go with Benjamin Morrison. We're just gonna go with that. All right. So we're gonna pick 31, the Chiefs. All right. Let's see if we got any Chiefs fans. Chiefs on the clock. They need another tight end. Chiefs on the clock. Let's see what they need. The Chiefs need a guard, a tackle, and a defensive lineman. That's not really saying much after they lost the Super Bowl, but what y'all think about that? They need a guard, a tackle, and a defensive lineman. Let's see who's out here. Let's see who's out here. Oh, okay. Will Campbell from LSU. Let's go with him. All right. We send Will Campbell there. All right. Okay, here we go. Now, this is how people fall in the draft. Ranked number 8, safety Malachi Starks. He goes to Jacksonville because we traded with Philadelphia. So we sent Malachi. All right, so we are analyzing the draft. Oops, that play isn't in our playbook just yet. Select up to 3 teams to get customized insight. I don't know what that means. All right, this is our draft, guys. This is our draft. Let's see. All right. Okay, this is the first round of our draft. We did it. We were talking about it and we finally got it done. Let's see who we have. All right. So realistically, we did the first 10 picks and we just kind of went through the rest and started putting in people. All right. Let me turn the music down. Hold on one second. All right. Okay. Cam Ward was the first pick in the draft. We kind of think this is how it's going to go anyway. Shedeur Sanders for a trade. So Shedeur Sanders was traded, I think, Cleveland. No, Shedeur Sanders was selected by Cleveland. Abdul Carter is the 3rd pick in the draft for the Giants. Ashton Genty went to the New England Patriots as the 4th pick in the draft. Hold on one second. Let's see. And then we have Gunnar Helm. Okay, let's see. This got interesting. It got interesting because we saw basically what the teams needed. And we didn't really get the pick like we thought we were going to pick. So it is going to be interesting tomorrow. I'm kind of glad we did this. All right. So y'all can kind of see here. Cam Ward, Shedeur Sanders, Abdul Carter to the Giants, Ashton Jeanty to the Patriots, Gunnar Helm from UT to the Jaguars, Travis Hunter from Colorado to the Raiders, Tyler Booker from Alabama. This is interesting. Okay. So y'all see how it turned out? How realistic do y'all think the first 10? I mean, I don't think the whole thing is realistic, honestly. I feel like the first 10 picks could kind of go that way. Tyler Booker to the Jets, Carson Schwarzenegger to UCLA, from UCLA to the Bengals. Somebody said they wanted to pick for Cleveland, but we had already selected for Cleveland at pick 2. Mike Green, edge rusher to the Bucks. Omarion Hampton to the Broncos. Jalen Milroe to the Steelers. LaJohntay Wester to the Chargers. Matthew Golden to Green Bay. Jahdae Barron from UT to the Panthers. Jimmy Horn Jr., number 9, to New Orleans from Colorado. Shiloh Sanders from Colorado, number 10, to Chicago. Will Johnson, cornerback, Michigan, San Francisco 49ers. McMillan, wide receiver, the Dallas Cowboys. Mason Graham, Michigan, Miami Dolphins. Tyler Warren, Penn State, Indianapolis Colts. Emeka Egbuka, wide receiver from Ohio State, to the Atlanta Falcons. Jalen Walker from Georgia to the Arizona Cardinals. And then the other half. Carson again, UCLA to the Bengals, Cincinnati. James Pierce Jr., edge rusher from Tennessee to the Seahawks. Mike Green to the Bucks. Omarion Hampton to the Broncos. Jalen Milroe to the Steelers. LaJohntay Wester from Colorado to the Chargers. Matthew Golden to the Green Bay Packers. Walter Nolan to the Miami Vikings. From Ole Miss, Luther Burden III, the Houston Texans. Colston Loveland, the LA Rams. Is that the Rams? Yeah, the LA Rams. Donovan to the Philadelphia Eagles at number 27. Nick Scarlton, the Detroit Lions. Michael Williams. Washington Commanders. Benjamin Morrison, Buffalo Bills. Will Campbell, LSU, to Kansas City Chiefs. And Malachi Starks, number 32, to the Jacksonville Jaguars. All right, so that's how we did our draft. All right, so there are 21 of us in here that made it. Yay! All right, so that's how we did our draft. We finally had a chance to do it. I noticed that most of us were interested in the first 10 picks. After the first 10 picks, I think everybody started to phase out because Shedeur was gone, pick number 2. Cam Ward was already gone. Jalen Milroe was still in the first round. So those are the 3 quarterbacks I know we talk about. And then there were a lot of edge rushers, a lot of cornerbacks, not a lot of safeties, but a lot of cornerbacks. Not a lot of centers, not a lot of guards, not a lot of O-linemen in the first round. So it was heavy I would say heavy edge rusher, wide receiver, cornerback, quarterback, and then like defensive tackle and things like that. So, all right, y'all. So y'all let me know what y'all think. It was fun. It was fun. It was fun. So I'm going to stop sharing that and we're going to be done. All right. So that was it. That was it. We did our draft. It was fun. We got Shedeur to the Cleveland Browns. We tried to do a trade with Cleveland and I think Philly. I don't think it worked out. We tried to get Philly, I think, the trade, and I don't even know if it worked. But it was fun. It was fun. I'm glad we did this. I'm glad we did this because it kind of gives us an idea how really good players can slide to the end of the first round based on needs. And with the top prospects, being heavy on wide receiver and cornerback, but there not being a lot of need for safeties, that's how you can see Shiloh maybe going second round or possibly even third round. Now, we did get LaJohntay Wester. We forgot to check for Will Shepherd. But it's okay. I think we kind of understand how this could go. We got Jimmy Horn Jr. in there, LaJohntay, Travis, Shedeur, and then Cam Ward and Jalen Milroe, and then Gunnar Helm. UT has several players in there. UT's players stood out. I think Texas A&M might have had one or two in the first round. Penn State had some players in there, but CU had the most. Georgia had a few, Alabama. So y'all see how it takes a lot to get this first round settled. There's more players, prospects, than there are positions in terms of certain positions. So we'll see what happens tomorrow night. We'll be back tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the real NFL draft. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me doing the What She Said first mock draft on the eve of the actual NFL draft. This kind of gave me a lot of perspective of how this could go. So I appreciate y'all for hanging out. I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna say good night. Thank y'all so much. I feel like there's a delay, so I'm gonna wait for a minute and just play the music so the comments can catch up. So thank y'all so much for hanging out tonight. I'll see y'all tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the actual draft.
Yeah, welcome fam, it's survive. Break it down, talking sports, hard and hustle. Wear the crown, subscribe to the journey. Don't sleep on the grind. Hit the like button. Come on, don't be blind. Hit that like, don't be stingy now. Join the movement, let's show them how. What she said, we bring the vibes. Together we rose, reaching higher and higher. From hoops to the griddle, we cover it all. Champions rise and together we never fall. Join the fam, we celebrate every win. What she said, let's meet where the passion begins. Hit that like, don't be stingy now. Join the movement, let's show them how. What she said, we bring the vibes. Together we rose, reaching higher and higher. Welcome aboard, let's make it loud. What she said, rip her out of the crowd.